And that's it. Well, hello, and thank you for stopping by Tony's Cool Tools. If it's your first time, thanks for stopping by. So the question I often get is, do I regret not getting a cab for my Kioti tractor? And there are several reasons why I didn't. First, it was the cost. It was an additional $4,000 to $5,000. And secondly, I'm always getting in and out of this tractor, and I felt if I had doors, it would slow me down. And the third reason is some of my trails on my property are very tight, and I figured I'd break the glass on the doors. So that's why I chose not to get a cab at that time. With that being said, when I'm doing snow removal with my 3-point snow blower and the wind is blowing in my face along with the wet snow, yes, I do regret not having a cab on my tractor. Fortunately, last year, that was only 3 or 4 times, so it wasn't too bad. And by the time I got to the fireplace, I forgot about the pain that I had outside. Now, the cold and snow are one thing, but the sun and rain are a totally different thing. I know I can solve over 50% of the problem of not having a cab on my tractor by installing a canopy. And though a canopy can't do anything for the cold and the wind, it can definitely help with the sun, rain, and that wet snow. So if you do any brush mowing or food plots, you're on your tractor for many, many hours, and you're probably wondering why you don't have a canopy. The temperature difference on a tractor with a canopy is between 15 and 20 degree difference from the sun beating down on you. And though we all love getting a tan, sometimes it's not healthy having that much sun on us all the time. Here's my attempt at a redneck canopy. Didn't work too great. As long as the sun was behind me, it shaded me okay. And there better be no wind, otherwise that umbrella would be gone. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing and installing the Curtis Canopy system. And for the new viewers who are not familiar with the Curtis Company, I did a couple of videos, videos 76 and 78, on the Artillion Company. And they are a subsidiary or a division of Curtis Industries. And both Curtis and Artillion manufacture in the US and make super quality products. And if you're one of those who regrets not having a cab on their tractor, you can get an aftermarket cab from Curtis, both soft and hard shell, for many brands out there. And they not only do tractor enclosures, but UTV, zero-turn mowers, and golf carts. So this is how you get the canopy system in these 2 boxes. And you don't have to use the very expensive freight companies. They ship it FedEx to me. Super easy. And what you get inside the 2 boxes are the aluminum canopy, the frame, a bag of hardware, and naturally some instructions. And the Curtis canopy is made of aluminum. Now there are other manufacturers that make it in fiberglass, canvas, and poly materials. But in my opinion, the metal is going to last the longest because it doesn't degrade in the sun like some of the other products do. And although orange is the only color a tractor should be made of, just kidding, they do make it in 6 colors. Naturally, the orange, the green, red, black, gray, and white. So you have many choices if you want to be color coordinated. And the cool thing about the canopy is you can either mount it in a forward position or in a backward position in the event that you have a backhoe. Now there are a couple of issues with having a canopy on your tractor, and the first one is when you go to transport it. The wind does a number on these things. They don't stand up very well. This one is rated for 35 miles per hour, but the advantage of a Curtis canopy is that it's a toolless removal. So all you do is press 2 clamps and it pops right off. And we'll show you that in a minute. So the other potential problem you might have is if you store your tractor inside a garage and you have a standard height garage, potentially this room up here might not be big enough. But as I mentioned, with 2 levers, you can remove the canopy off of it and still park your tractor inside the garage with the ROPS up. Or you can just move the ROPS down. The Curtis canopy system is a ROPS mounted system. And it uses this base plate here to mount on the ROPS. These little smiley faces have to be facing towards the back. Now there's nothing that mentions that you need anything in between the ROP and the bracket, But I had some old inner tube, I cut it. I don't like metal to metal, so I just put some inner tube on here. The little hole that's right over here, actually it's on my side, you can't see it, is the center, and I've marked the bracket here on the center so that I can just set it on here and know where I'm at. So we'll just set that right on here. I have all my screws or all my nuts and washers in here. Now, if you should have a tractor that has a thinner ROP, they do supply you with more washers. But what you want to make sure that you do is that you twist this U-bolt here so that it touches the frame here and the frame here, and then just tighten it down. That's what we're going to do right now. And yes, I'm cheating. I'm going to use my impact driver here. And there we are, the lower plate is installed. This is the part where two people would be nice, but you can do it by yourself. I've went ahead and put these 3 screws in hand tight. Now I'm just going to impact them a little bit. And we are through. I already did it on the other side. And there we are, completed. The last adjustment that's necessary is this little cone-shaped rubber piece and the jam nut. That has to be adjusted so it doesn't rattle on the ROPs. And all you do is you have to probably do multiple times, a little at a time, to see where it fits best, and then locks in to this piece right over here. And then you're done. One thing I forgot to mention. I know many of you have multiple tractors. And instead of buying a whole canopy system for each one, all you need to do is buy this bracket right here, and then you can interchange the canopy from one tractor to the other. That's how simple it is. Okay, I tossed the canopy up there just for alignment purposes and got the first screw here, right there, aligned. Now, the one thing that I want to mention is, and I don't know why you'd want to do it, but you can take this. There's multiple screw holes throughout this. You can either mount it 6 inches backward or 6 inches forward. I want to keep it as forward as possible so the sun stays out of my eyes. So I'm using the first hole here. And all I have to do is install all the bolts, nuts, and washers, and we're almost finished. And now that I've installed all the nuts, bolts, and washers, the job is complete. All right, let me show you how easily this goes on. And that's it. And now if I want to remove it for transportation or storage, this is how easy it is. There's a lever on each side right here. All I do is pull that down, lift that up, and that's it. As I said before, I wasn't sure whether this would clear my garage frame or not, so let's try it. And it just squeaks through. Almost forgot to show you. You can either mount it in the forward position, or if you have a backhoe, you can put it in the rear position. So we've completed the installation and the sun has decided to come out a little bit. And I can't show you how good this is. It's basically 12 o'clock and I'm totally shaded pretty much here. As you can see, the installation was extremely easy with the 3 parts that you got, and that's it. I'm gonna love brush mowing and tilling now because I'll be nice and cool in the seat here. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and give me a thumbs up as well. And remember, pass it forward. Make the world a better place. And don't be a tool. Watch Tony's Cool Tools. Until I see you next time, have a great one.